meta right here. It really depends on...
You'd have to be pretty high on blocking to think that that's going to be effective.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
the Doom Traveler can fly right over the top. You know what I mean?
They can really pack a punch there. But,
Yeah.
So what do you think the most threatening card in the green-white list is? We know that
He's
the
got
High Priest,
tons that are just like
Yeah.
unbeatable. I mean, like Archangel of Thune is probably the one that has the biggest impact on the game. But honestly, Scavenging Ooze is somewhat effective, and Tristani is going to gain so much life, and the token making actually comes up big here.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely give it to Archangel of Thune. I think that
Yeah.
if Heath has an uncontested Archangel of Thune, he will just dominate.
Yep, I agree. And let's see what Heath can do here. So we have turn 1, Godless Shrine. No Doom Traveler to speak of. Heath, however, has been a pretty big fan of playing the turn 1 Abscess Pilgrim. He's done that a few times.
Yeah, he doesn't mess around.
And I think I see a Smiter, so I think we have where we want to be.
He's like a green-white David Ochoa. He does not mess around.
He does not mess around.
Yes.
Choa, definitely serious. Had a serious mustache going on for a while. And his nice little beach hat he likes to wear. Definitely a fashion
Beach
icon.
hat?
Yeah, beach
It's a fedora.
hat. Yes, it's a fedora? It
I
had
don't
like
know.
straw in it, didn't it?
Well, I
like
mean-
straw-esque.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of a different hat.
He does wear the fedora too. I see the
he's
fedora,
a man with a lot of excellent hats.
Right, he's definitely he gives Kibler a run for his money when it comes to fashion, right?
Yeah, and Kibler's more about the fashionable hair,
Right.
whereas Webb has Webb probably has the best taste in hats in the business.
Yes. Numero uno. Remember when Luis?
And he wears a lot of hats.
Remember when
He's
Luis
the
grew
jet-
that stash out and it was just awful?
Okay, two things. One, it wasn't awful, and two, he did it 3 times. All right, so we've got 2 Gather the Townsfolk tokens, a Cartel Aristocrat, and of course being completely brick-walled on turn 2 by Heath Perdue's
by a
Smiter.
4/4 on turn 2, right?
Yeah,
Two-mana
and
4/4.
it's possible that Nick will not do a single point of damage the entire match.
Yeah, that's just rough, man. He has an Aristocrat in his hand, so we have a plan for the Sky here. The Skies will be uncontested. But he doesn't have
assuming he has a
fourth
red
land.
mana.
Right, I don't even see a 4th land, period, so yeah, he's a little,
Yeah, and
little hurt.
the 4th land that he doesn't have is definitely not red.
Right. All right, don't think, maybe Heath doesn't have a 3rd land.
But I don't think Heath has a care in the world.
No, not at this point.
He's
He
like,
does, I see a planes, just
he's
kidding.
got everything. Look,
He's got it all, just kidding.
dude, it's like it's not even clear that is he toying with him.
Yeah, is Heath
He
having a good
doesn't
time?
even play the land. That's insane.
I think.
I guess if-
no, he's responding to voice. He's responding to voice.
Okay.
All right, we're good.
All right.
So he sacks him to get morbid.
Like, talk about that's like a that straight up like Bruce Lee style taunt. With
Right.
come at me, bro.
Come at me, bro. No, he's playing. He's definitely playing some land here. I think I see a Fiend Hunter or an Archangel, one of those two. Archangel's slightly better than Fiend Hunter here, so we'll see which one it is.
Yeah, he's going into the tank. I think he might be considering just slash taunting Nick right here. No, he decides, you know what, let's just do this.
He does have. I think it's Archangel and Fiend Hunter. I think those are the 2 white cards.
Wow,
in his hand.
nice life.
Yeah. If Nick doesn't have another Tragic Slip, it's going to be.
So he does have Cavern, so at least he can play these 2 Aristocrats. But
Okay.
yeah, he doesn't have a Tragic Slip. He does have 4 Lingering Souls tokens in the future, though.
Right.
So he's got a fair bit of counterplay. If he wants, he can start bashing with the Aristocrat now, bash with another Aristocrat, make Lingering Souls tokens for days, and I guess just try to power through the Archangel. Because remember,
Well, actually, you don't even gain life because he
Right.
can sack it before lifelink. So he.
Correct.
There might be a.
no. Also, just the vampire can actually be indestructible,
Right.
so that it kills the Archangel.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So he's gonna bash here. I think he's thinking about blocking the Cartel Aristocrat, but it's not really gonna do too
What?
much here. He's just gonna sack the token, killing the voice, giving a pro
This
green.
is such a bizarre attack, because like you can't afford to make any of these trades. Like he wants the human to keep the Aristocrat, to potentially pump the Aristocrat. You want the Cartel Aristocrat because it's just a better board presence. I think this is kind of an aggressive, a very, very, to be honest, disrespectful. Like, this is just like taking off the glove and then like just dropping it in the mud and letting it get soiled. I mean, this is just
A challenge to a duel, a slap across the face, maybe.
yeah, but not even
Iron
giving
glove?
him the honor of the slap.
Right.
This is just a slap in the face among slap in the faces. So I think that the aristocrat, the Falconwrath aristocrat anyway, getting in there is definitely necessary. But I don't know about any of this other stuff going on. I wonder what can he do now? Because I think he realizes that this is not. I think perhaps what he was hoping for is that the Voice of Resurgence blocked the 1/1 human, and that the Cartel aristocrat just got through.
Right. So he's going to sack here. He has to. And he's going to save his aristocrat. Luckily for Nick, if he draws a land, he can play Lingering Souls Flashback. Pretty much have all the tokens he could want for a long time. Heath is going to obviously play Archangel upon untapping here. However, with aristocrats, 2 aristocrats in play, especially the flying one, it will negate Archangel Thune's ability. Like, if you can't lifelink, if you can't actually, connect, then your creature will never get bigger. And it looks like...
Other than Scavenging Ooze.
Right. I hope he has... I think he has Archangel in hand. I might be missing it. It's 2 white cards. A Fiend Hunter...
It's definitely a Fiend Hunter, but I think he's just...
Is that all land? Maybe
well,
I
one's
missed
a
it.
foil, so it's not clear. Yeah, look, it's not an Archangel.
Okay, well, this is definitely what the play here, because he knows Nick has only a Tragic Slip to retrieve his aristocrat. Little does Heath know he has a second aristocrat, but that aggressive attack really costs him here a little bit, because just taking, 4 damage on the swing back, only netting the 4 in the air anyway. Didn't get any ground damage through at all.
Now, of course, he did lure Heath into a false sense of security.
Oh, is a High Priest.
Yeah, he did lure Perdue into a false sense of security. Perdue now swinging back, thinking he's going to take the offensive, and another aristocrat's going to be able to come down and bash for 6 instead of just 4.
Right. Well, he can block the 2/2 on the ground with the Fiend Hunter. The 1/3 body, making it strictly better than a removal spell at this point. All right, here comes Aristocrat for 4, which is good too. Holding the Aristocrat back, even hypothetically, he could get it through. He could block all the Pilgrims and things, and so now only the Elemental has an advantageous attack.
He was like, man, I thought I just took care of that. What the fucking Wrath Aristocrat? You know what I mean? It's just boom.
You had me there for a minute. I honestly
just
thought we were
boom,
going to have
boom,
to pause this show and
so we've got
clean up here.
What do we have as a follow-up? I mean, I know that Heath is a little flooded out.
I don't know what spell. I thought I saw an Archangel, but I guess he just has a couple land. Let's see. When he moves his hand forward, we'll find out. Oh, does he have the Archangel the whole time? He did. He did.
And it is a foil.
Okay. So he's going to play it, and then he's going to get the Elemental in there. He has no other real attacks, which is fine. Now we have a game. Nick's going to play a little bit differently. He's going to have to use Lingering Souls to push damage through if he wants to keep attacking with the Aristocrat.
Well, there's not a... I mean, it's kind of tough attacking with the Aristocrat, right? Like, I mean, you can, but, like, you're not racing the Archangel this way.
Well, Heath being at 10, he puts him at 6.
Oh, just because he can sack each one that the Archangel would be blocked by?
Exactly, yeah, and it stops the life
fair
link.
enough.
Yeah. So I don't like attacking with all these.
It's pretty aggressive.
I don't like this. I guess he's really trying to get this game over with.
Well, it's moving in that direction.
So he puts
Nick drops to 5.
5. So he nets 2 damage, but shrinks the Elemental. So we'll see what Nick's reply here is. If Nick waits, he can start using that High Priest too. But he needed a land there to do Souls and High Priest. I think you have to attack with the Aristocrat, and I think you play Lingering Souls here.
Yeah, because you're going to need some flying blockers, and then you can actually even take a turn off, and next turn play the, possibly play. Well, I don't know. You're going to have to block that Elemental too.
Actually, if he attacks with the Aristocrat and Lingering Souls, Heath is dead to both Aristocrats next turn because that's 6 damage. Because he can give it pro white or pro green, depending on what he wants to sack. So you definitely attack here.
If he attacks with the, you're saying if he attacks with the Archangel?
Yes.
Well, so then he just doesn't, because then he would be dead on board.
Right. Well, if he doesn't attack with the Archangel, then Aristocrat kills Archangel. I'm cool with that too. Getting that off the board. Yeah.
Cool with that.
Cool with that too. So you definitely attack here with 4. It's a definite. You can attack with both after playing Lingering Souls. I don't like that though. I think you attack for 4, put him at 6, Lingering Souls, pass turn. So let's see what he does.
Man, a lot of options though, because he's also got, he's got a lot of different creatures without flying he could play.
Right.
But definitely think you want to make sure that Archangel does not actually connect.
Right, and if you Lingering Souls this turn, you actually have the mana to flashback the turn after and play an Aristocrat.
Just in case anything goes wrong.
Right, so hopefully Nick, hopefully he's experienced enough in this matchup to know that
Hopefully, I thought you were cheering for green-white.
Oh, I like good Magic. Oh, he's going to go this route. It's not... Not a big fan of this. Now, yeah, this is like... Another reason why I'm not a big fan of this line is because Green-White's the last deck, if I'm an Aristocrat, so I wanted to keep drawing cards, playing draw and go with. Because his creatures are just so much better. He draws like a Tristani here, or even an Advent, that's just so much damage.
Huh.
So Heath obviously can't attack here. I wouldn't trade my Archangel for just a lowly human. But it gives Heath more turns to draw out of this. Even a Garruk Relentless would be a pretty good draw here. Playing it, fighting the High Priest. Just more board presence. Let's see what happens here. Remember, Nick's at 5.
Yeah.
It's a low life total.
Yeah.
Even a Gavity's Township here would be kind of scary. There's a lot of cards
another Fiend Hunter would be pretty disgusting.
Yeah, that would be lights out. Alright, so he drew something. It's having 4. It's Tristani maybe? Garruk. Okay.
Garruk is a pretty big game.
One of those things. And we're fighting the High Priest. Like, the way the turns played out, Nick did not gain the advantage from his 2 plays compared to Garruk. And now Heath is at 10 still. The only way Heath can mess this up, well actually, if Nick doesn't sack this to the Aristocrat, he's made a huge mistake. Alright, good. He realized it right before he puts this in the yard.
Well, no, and he's just obviously evaluating all the different possibilities because, like, there is a part of him that wants that Garruk to not be just doing this every turn.
Right.
But this game is becoming sharper and sharper. There's not really going to be an every turn for very long.
Right. And if that Garruk gets +1, the game is over after that because of the overrun. So one more counter on Garruk. Oh, flip.
No. Yeah, flip Garruk.
Oh, so a good thing it didn't flip. That's yeah. So it doesn't
he
take
was
the
debating
damage.
whether or not he wanted it flipped.
Oh no, yeah. Good thing he didn't do that. That would be a disaster.
So we've got. Are there any good attacks? I mean, do you just swing with, like, it doesn't help, like, once he has a Falconwrath Aristocrat, you can't really attack
Right, because it's already indestructible from the one turn. Oh, it's the Doom Traveler. So we can do
pretty good right now.
Yeah, I mean, any 1-drop drawn here would be good because you can actually Lingering Souls and cast a 1-drop.
And this is the best one. It gives him a human. It gives him 2 potential sacrifices. It gives him another flyer.
Yeah, the only better 1-drop drawn here would be a Tragic Slip.
Now, let me make sure I understand this correctly. Doom Traveler is not a threat.
No.
And yet, here we are.
Yeah, still, I mean, obviously...
Somewhere, Sam Black is laughing in the grave that he sleeps in or something.
I like to use result-oriented logic, too, so it's pretty good. In this 1% scenario, it's been pretty good.
Has it been working out for you?
Yeah,
Dude, if you can't... No, that whole concept is very poorly understood by an awful lot of people, because if you can't be results-oriented, what in the heck can you even be oriented by? If the results don't mean anything to you, then what does?
But you're using a 1 out of 1 result. In the one event where it was drawn the one time, it was good.
All I'm saying is if you can't orient yourself from the results,
right,
then you're probably some kind of fanatic who's just got an idea in his head and either that or you're accurate. But
one or the other.
All right. And so how are we going to make some progress here? I mean, like, obviously the Aristocrat side is building up for the lethal threat.
Still attack here. You attack here and then you play your Lingering Souls. Maybe Nick doesn't realize he can sack his Lingering Souls or Doom Travel or whatever he wants that blocked, the Lingering Souls, the Archangel to stop any lifelink shenanigans. You're not going to win by saying go every turn. You need to attack right now.
For 5.
For 5. And I think you attack Heath. I don't think you attack Garruk.
Yeah, I mean, attacking Garruk is like... Exactly,
yep, there we go. Right at your face.
Now the question is, does he make it 5 or 6? Because if he makes it 6, then the Cartel Aristocrats are just straight up lethal next turn.
Right. I think you. Ooh, that's tough. I think you still make it 5. No. Yeah. Forget it. Throw the Doom Traveler away. Why not? The only way this would be a bad or turn out poorly for him is if he draws Fiend Hunter off the top. Heath does. But actually, no. He gets to fight too. I don't know. I think he's just going to do 5. There's a lot of factors in play.
And this is such an aggressive. I mean, this is like Nick's life total is so low. Things can go wrong here.
Aggressive, but a must. It's aggressive, but a must.
Yes.
And Heath, obviously, he can't even attack back with the Archangel because he's just dead. But I think I like this actually because he's not going to attack with the Archangel. So putting him at 4 is basically saying, Heath, you have 1 turn to live. I like this.
And from the looks of it, the answer to the question is yes. Nick did have to let it linger.
There's a song that goes with that too, right? Full of music today.
So 3 Spirit tokens, 2 Cartel Aristocrats, and 1 Falconwrath Aristocrat in a Pear Tree.
Somewhere Tom Martell is happy, of course, seeing Lingering Souls.
Yeah, but he's just happy anyway. It's not clear he's not just like sipping Mai Tais off the coast of Maui right now.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it's a Sunday morning. He probably hasn't even gone to... Actually, it's actually much earlier than that.
Right.
He might still be at the bar in Maui, or
Okay.
wherever it is that he's, just international playboying it up today.
Yeah, he's definitely has a sunny disposition every time I see him.
And a penchant for the dramatic, like he's very... he's definitely highly probable to be smiling right now, and the Lingering Souls tokens in play don't hurt the cause. Tom Martell, well known for being the second highest pro point getter in the United States, behind the champ, Josh Utterlayton.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Both.
Or I guess the player of the year. I guess the champ is actually Shahar Shenhar.
Shahar Shenhar, another fine human being. These players that are doing well recently are great ambassadors of the game, I think. I mean, look at the final. Shahar Shenhar versus Reed Duke. It's just like a holy war, isn't it?
A couple of kids that you can't help but love.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
A couple of lovable, huggable, Padawans. You're trying to make sure stay on the right track.
Right. We should have given them Dare t-shirts and given them the talk, Make sure they're not doing anything inappropriate. Not doing the...
Is Dare even a thing anymore?
I don't think so. It's not my high school I teach it. We don't talk about the Dare stuff.
Isn't there there's got to be Tear or something, right? Something to do with or maybe it's Dare to keep kids off of terrorism. Isn't that the new war that...
Could be. I think it's part of the Patriot Act. I think it's a new government program to make sure kids do not,
So
go the route of terror.
What's Heath trying to do here? He's facing lethal from the Cartel Aristocrat, so he's got to kill a lot of tokens, right?
Yeah, I think if Heath didn't draw anything, he's just flat out dead.
Well, he's got to... There's also just the... Maybe Nick doesn't see the play.
Also, right.
I mean, you got to play to your outs, right?
Right. So he's going to block the Elemental. Doesn't really matter which one he blocks with the Spirit or the Aristocrat.
Pretty brutal
same thing.
Yeah, pretty brutal that he knows that Perdue does not have Celestia Charm. He does want to play around Advent of the Worm, though. If you let it through, an Advent of the Worm would surprise do 5 damage.
Right.
So he absolutely can't let it through.
Right. Definitely block. Nick thinking about it.
Yep, trying to recall the deck list, making sure. Was there anything else I need to play around besides Advent of the Worm?
Right, because actually, there's no way Nick can lose if he blocks here. The game.
Well, as long as he knows, as long as he sees the play on how to attack.
Right. Unless Unless, because actually he could throw away all of his Lingering Souls tokens because he has just another Lingering Souls in the graveyard.
Yep.
So as long as he keeps one for the Garrick fight, he's good.
All right. As long as you're gonna sack a spirit token, I like this block.
Yeah, definitely. And he is. Yep. Heath shrugs. I think we're going to be going to game 2 as long as Nick sees the play. I think he does see the play because, like you said, he put him at 4 life. Definitely odd to do that unless you see your aristocrats on the board.
Well, no, he is going to put the pressure on because by making Garruk fight a spirit, now Nick is going to have to, even if he flashes back the Lingering Souls, have to commit to sacking the Cartel Aristocrat.
Well, yeah, if he doesn't have another creature, or he is out of creatures, he has to draw a creature off the top, right? So he's going to have to sack his Vulcan Aristocrat to this.
Yep. And some people might not even think about that. They might just be
Right.
like, that's not one of the cards you sacrifice. You just
Right.
don't do that.
Yeah, so the game is over if Nick sees the play.
Checkmate in 2
Yep.
if he sees it.
If not, I think Nick is going to be in a world of hurt. He does not go for this here.
Yeah, this is one of those games where if you think you're losing, it might just be painful because you're like, well, how can I block to survive? I mean,
Yeah.
he has to do the classic Aristocrats thing of like sidestep meaningful interaction and just try to combo him out.
Yep. And here's the flashback. The pondering.
Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
Pondering over possibly opting to do another play. Yep. There we go. We're pro everything. We have protection from all the colors.
I want to be protection from everything.
Yeah, he's got it all.
So freaking
I need to make
bad.
a correction also. I said earlier I went to a Boys and Men concert. I actually meant I went to a Backstreet Boys concert. Is that worse?
No,
Boys
why?
and
Why is it bad at all?
Yeah, okay.
I don't care if you go to a concert of
Would
Miley
you come with
Cyrus,
me, though?
Marilyn
Would
Manson,
you come with
and
me, though?
like.
Would you hang out with me at a
and-
Backstreet Boys concert? Would that be okay?
Yeah, dude.
All right, cool.
I like NSYNC a lot better, but.
All right, that's fine. Me too.
All right, so we're gonna do 1 year trivia in just a moment here. I think I got one this time
Oh,
because.
please take it away.
And make sure to follow us at SCG Live, hashtag SCG Premium, and you can win a full year of StarCityGames.com Premium.
1 year.
For 1 year of trivia, what is the ultimate guide to mastering the art of deck building in Magic? There's a book called Next Level Deck Building. If you know the title of it, tweet at us at SCG Live, hashtag SCG Premium, and you can win 1 year of premium.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Not only can you win 1 year premium, you can also read articles from people that might have been involved in the book's creation.
Yeah, you're talking about doing it with the premium?
Yeah.
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 Definitely.
Was
So
it maybe
tweet at
Mike
us.
Flores who wrote that one, or?
No.
Oh,
but
yeah,
who
the
can
Miser's
tell?
Guide. The Miser's
So
Guide to
all
Misers
you have
or
to
something.
do is tweet at SCG Live, hashtag SCG Premium, with the title of Next Level Deck Building. If you have the title for Next Level Deck Building, tweet at us and you can win 1 year of premium.
Did Ari Lax write that, or?
We're not even looking for the author.
I just
man.
want to know. I'm for
We're not
my own
looking for the
purposes.
author. Who can tell? But
Well,
it
it's
doesn't
premium. It wasn't Kibler. He's just kind of a looker. He's not really a book writer. Looker and skilled magician.
And by the way, Grinder is not the answer we're looking for. It's good guess. Not the answer we're looking for.
Well, get back at us and we'll let you know. Hopefully we'll have it soon. Let's hopefully go to a game 3 here, right? We put it in Green-White's court here. Well, I did maybe. Maybe you were just like making me feel better about myself. But I thought Green-White had the sheer advantage. But it looked like Aristocrats was just a couple 4/1 flying hasted vampires took it down.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, Aristocrats is not set up to try to, it's not all like outclassing people with, hard bodies. It's
Right.
much more finding angles, like making my guys unblockable or making one big giant flying threat or just overwhelming them with tokens, or activating Scourge High Priest, or comboing them out with Blood Artist. You know, it's like a different adventure every time. You know, it's like choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
Going to the center of the earth. Do you want to?
You remember those books? The Choose Your Own Adventure? Oh, those are
yeah.
fantastic.
Oh yeah.
I died a lot in those books, man.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you go back through and just keep trying to find all the different paths you could potentially go on.
Oh yeah, of course. I would cheat a lot. Look at these sideboards here. Life
No,
Bane
no,
Zombie.
that's not cheating. Just running it back. Like,
run it back?
you read the book again. You're allowed to reread books.
Right, that's true. Yeah. I think there's a Family Guy where it's like, oh no, never mind. I quit. I want to go back. So that's kind of like me too.
Oh, you were like a backup?
Back it up. All right, the Life Bane Zombie coming in definitely from the human player. What do you think about the Intangible Virtue, Lingering Soul stuff? I don't think it's as good in this matchup because you're not playing against removal, so your creatures are all good. I mean, I want to bring Lingering Souls in against everything. You saw how good it was in this matchup. But do you board in Intangible Virtue and Lingering Souls?
Well, I know Intangible Virtue is primarily for people who have a lot of poking, whether it's Curse of Death's Hold or Cunning, you know, or any kind of a Prodigal Sorcerer effect, or Flames of the Firebrand, any kind of like deal one to a lot of stuff. Not really for this matchup. I guess you could theoretically bring it in if you really wanted to, just to have more board presence, but it's not his tokens that are going to win this matchup. His tokens are mostly just chump blockers, and Intangible Virtue will not help in that regard.
Right.
I think what he really needs is actually stuff like Life Bane Zombie, definitely good enough.
Right. How about Zealous Conscripts? Taking one of them monsters. And
Maybe.
getting them.
Yeah, one of the nice things about Zealous Conscript is that it acts as an effective Flame Tongue Kavu. Because not only can you bash your opponent with it, you can sacrifice the creature you steal to any of your aristocrats.
Right, I think I'd bring that in this matchup. I think I'd bring it in against any deck with an overload of creatures. So definitely those, the Life Bane Zombie.
I actually don't like the extra Lingering Souls in this matchup. I would not bring it in.
Right. Definitely Boros Reckoner too, though, right? I mean, that just begs to play against people in
They can't get rid of it?
In the creature versus creature matchup too.
Yeah, Boros Reckoner seems pretty good.
All right, we have an announcement here. 275 people in Legacy. That's a lot of Legacy competitors there.
Yeah, my understanding is we just did a quick check. Only 203 of them are playing Counterbalance.
Oh,
so
good.
it'll be. No, I'm just kidding. Counterbalance isn't even that good anymore, right? Like,
no,
plays,
Abrupt Decay is too good against it.
Yes, good.
Too good against it.
Major kudos to Wizards of the Coast. Even if Modern is supposed to be, taking over Legacy's spot as the that type of format, they're still showing a little bit of love. Obviously Abrupt Decay,
right.
A little bit engineered to be what the format really needs.
Right, and if not, we have anything to do about it. Legacy is definitely grown on me. It's grown on a lot of people. I remember
grown.
Yes.
Some of us were playing Legacy when you were a toddler.
Oh, when I was in diapers, yeah.
Back when it was like Mana Drain.
I didn't play back
then. Oh,
yeah.
No,
definitely
Mana, you're just like, yep.
I remember Star City used to have these things called the Duel for Duels, where we had like 80 people, and if you top 8, you get dual lands. First place got a full set of dual lands, second place got a half a set of dual lands. They were absurd value. And then I was like, you know what, time to get into Legacy. I was real bad back then, but I tried my best. And we see it kind of transcended to the Open Series, which is cool because it gave a lot of people access to Legacy tournaments. But Legacy is coming later. Right now we're still standarding. It's definitely a standard match of the ages here. Aggro on aggro, mano a mano. Let's see if Heath Perdue, the green-white menace, can come back and take game 2 and make it to game 3.
Man, 8 different decks in the top 8. 14 different archetypes in the top 16. How crazy is that? Like 14 totally different, distinct, not even variations, but literally 14 different archetypes in the top 16.
That's
so wild.
It's definitely something to see. It's something to take back and say, fall usually when fall's amongst us, when it's coming very soon, it's rare to see 5 different archetypes, 4 different archetypes. We have 14 in the top 16 is pretty absurd. How many Esper in the top 16?
0, obviously.
Okay. Grixis, any of those in the top 16?
No, not even close.
Oh, well.
It's not clear that a single person in the tournament showed up with Grixis. Although, we were speaking about this yesterday, I did see somebody who was playing Rug Control.
Oh, did you?
Yes. Yeah, walking around, they had Mayor of Averbrook, Yeva, the 4/4 flash for 4.
Oh, yeah.
They had Yeva. They had Essence Scatter.
Sounds like a really good M14 or M13 limited deck.
No. This deck was, I mean, there was a lot of cool stuff going on. Obviously, it was a little bit teched out for small creature matchups.
Right. Probably has some ooze in there, I'm sure. Everyone's oozing nowadays.
Pillar of Flame.
Snapcaster, maybe?
I didn't see it, but it would make sense given the rest of the stuff.
Yeah. Opportunity. Well, when you can't Revelation, you must have opportunities, right? You need to draw cards somehow. So here we go. So game 2. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
We will be tweeting the merits for Legacy Open today. That account is at SCGCIN.
Waiting to see if
Kyle Bogamus would be proud. I don't know if you know this, but Kyle Bogamus, one of the OGs.
the nose.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
One of the medium school OGs from Michigan, well known for being Daddy Long Shuffles.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
Oh, I know. Kyle and I are actually buddies from back in the day. I think we came around the same time-ish. He might be a little bit older than I am.
Sweet.
Around the same time.
Yeah.
Today we have 275 players.
What's he up to these days?
I don't know.
Is he back in school or?
I saw him maybe a couple years ago. It wasn't that long ago in a match tournament. He was playing an open here in D.C. with Baltimore. So he was actually on the scene not too long ago, but definitely has been AWOL from the pro scene. He actually wrote articles not till stopped writing just not too long ago. So. All right, so Heath, turn 1, kill him.
That was a guy who loved a control deck. Let me
Yeah.
just tell you.
Oh yeah, that's probably why we got along so well. Turn 2, shocker.
This is exactly what Heath wants to be doing. He's on the play, turn 1 mana creature, turn 2 smiter. Everything's just going swimmingly for Dr. Perdue here.
Right on time, Sacred Foundry. You probably wish you had that last turn. But the townsfolk have been gathered.
This time just the 2.
Yep.
Later on, there'll be more.
Yep. How often do we see the 5 townsfolk gather? Is it 5 when it's
Yeah.
Faithful Hour or whatever it's called?
Yeah, we see it about
Oh,
3.4% of the time.
Okay. I like that number. What do you think about the chump block here?
Dubious at best.
I usually chump block when my life total is at like 5 or 3. All right, give me that Archangel.
No, this Lifebane zombie was absolutely fantastic.
Oh yeah, next turn was going to be a disaster if you didn't have it. All right, so Nick actually not looking too bad after getting that Archangel.
As long as now the tough thing is he doesn't actually have any removal.
Right.
So that smiter is going to get pretty harsh.
I think I see a Zathrid Necromancer, or I think that's what the middle card is. Cartel Aristocrat.
That's why I think if you have Zathrid Necromancer, it's crazy to chump block before you play the Necromancer.
Yeah.
Because if you just wait, you're going to get an extra zombie out of the equation.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I'm pretty really crusade against chump blocking. Not a big fan of it. It's one of those things. If you do when dead, you do when death is among. Like,
I would just do it whenever it's the right play, personally. But like this, I think it's just kind of aggressive. Do we have is that a Reed Duke?
It's a Reed Duke. The Knight in Shining Armor, Reed Duke.
Reed Dardamus Duke. That's a money name right there. That's a Reed Dardamus Duke. Can you please come up to the front, collect your cool $2 million? You know.
Yeah.
Shout out to our Melvin Helden. Reed Duke, your Rolls Royce is parked out front.
He deserves
your castle. We've finished cleaning the moat.
Did you see at the last Invitational him stop to help a guy's car who broke down outside when they were taking a photo? There was a photo of him about to take a picture, the victory picture. And GP Miami. Oh, sorry, not Invitational.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he goes out there and helps a poor soul.
He pushes the guy's car.
That's just stunning.
Well, I mean, it's not that surprising considering that Reed Duke has the strength of 10 men.
Okay.
So, if somebody's going to push the car, you would have the guy who's actually like a well-composed, no anger management Hulk
So
doing the pushing.
He's the Aladdin, if you will, right?
Aladdin.
Yeah.
Aladdin has the strength of 10 men.
Yeah, 10 regular men. It's in the song, right?
You're talking about after he rubs the lamp and is like, you know,
Yeah.
Prince Ali.
Prince Ali,
Yeah,
right?
Prince Ali, you know.
All right.
Life
we
Bane
have-
Zombie gets in there.
We
Is
have,
that just a double check on the Zathra Necromancer?
yeah.
Just got to make sure you understand all the permutations.
Right.
So is Nick kind of on the just chump block forever as much as possible plan? And just, you know, Life Bane Zombie is going to be 7 hits?
Right. I was actually curious. He didn't attack with the Reduke token the turn before. I guess he didn't want to trade with the Lifebane Zombie. It had Vigilance, but he didn't mention it, so that's why he's at 13 instead of 11. But at any point, I would love him to block with Lifebane Zombie, right? Because my deck doesn't really have a way to deal with that card.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't think he would have.
Yeah, I don't think he would have blocked at all. So we're in deep trouble here because that Intimidate, how good is that card against this deck? I mean, good
On
lord.
a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah.
A 12.
Yeah, definitely a 12.
So there's that.
It removal spells pretty much.
But no, you gotta realize though, Nick's at 6 life, facing down 3 giant monsters,
Right.
one of which is lethal every single turn.
Right, I think at this point he's just going to tap all of his lands, put a bunch of tokens in play, which he has. I think it's a fistful of token producers. He's got a Lingering Souls there. I think it's another Lifebane Zombie, Aristocrat. I think if that land is a shock land, you wait on the Lingering Souls until next turn to play it and flashback. And this turn you just play like an Aristocrat that is pretty house right now. Because you can block with the Zathra Necromancer, and then give your guy indestructibility, kill a bunch of guys, get a token, you know. We got blocks for days here. But remember, he does have the Celestia Charm. We gotta, no, he used it on the Reduke. Never
Now,
mind.
he's got he's got another Lifebane Zombie in his hand. So at some point, if he wants, he can actually speed up the clock a little,
Right,
which is kind of interesting.
it is. I think this turn we play the Blood Crypt tap, play Falkenrath Aristocrat, and you have blocks with the Aristocrat and the Zathra Necromancer this turn. Or the 2/2 Zombie, whatever you want it to be.
They just continue to serve with Lifebane Zombie?
Yeah. Because he already uses Celestia Charm, so it's not like you're in any threat here of your Aristocrat becoming a 5 power and then losing it. And then you can just sack something to it. No, it RFGs it, so you can't save it from a Celestia Charm. So he's thinking over it. He's deciding whether he wants to play the Blood Crypt untapped to be able to play 2 things. But then again, being a 6, I'm not a big fan of that. I'd rather just use your resources.
Yeah, particularly if you drop to 4, now every single one of those creatures is lethal.
Yeah. So he's just thinking about whether or not to play it tapped or untapped.
Now he knows Perdue has access to another Celestia Charm somewhere in his 60. It's possible that Perdue even has Unflinching Courage, which would be a pretty devastating... Like, Unflinching Courage seems actually just fantastic in this matchup, given how little removal Mud has. He opts to play the Lifebane Zombie after playing the land untapped.
So, as you suggested, he's going to, or not suggested, but pointed out, he could increase the clock with the second Lifebane Zombie, which he will. Obviously, he's going to tap the other 2 to play the
Cartel Aristocrat.
Cartel Aristocrat, and we'll see what good can come from this. Remember, all these humans with Zathra Necromancer is pretty good.
Is that mostly because of the 2/2 zombies that you get?
Yeah, I think that's a nice little attribute. Remember the old Rotlong Reanimator days? Reminds me of the Zathra Necromancer. Obviously, clear in thought of R&D when making it, very similar. But again, the day of the cleric is over. We are now more humans. It's a human world.
Welcome to round 1. You have 50 minutes.
And we're going to pass turn here with a plethora of blockers here. So we're Heath. I think we want to draw maybe Garrick. That'd be a nice little way to get rid of Zathra Necromancer for good. Maybe at worst get rid of one of those Lifebane Zombies because it pretty much is our only removal spell for it.
How do you feel about Archangel of Thune right about now?
That's not a bad one either, but then again we know he has the
Boom.
Yeah.
Or how about I make an 8/8 lifelink, trample, unstoppable monstrosity?
Yeah, bad news for Heath is that he has that sack outlet though, so we will never see that life link come to
Trample.
fruition. Oh, trample. Oh, you're right. Shoot. Wow, you're right. Armadillo Cloak 2.0.
Yeah, I actually don't think Heath can lose if Mud doesn't draw a removal spell this turn.
Wow, that is a great card. You're right. And due to the sheer lack of removal spells, I guess it's smart to bring in these Unflinching Courages because pretty much it's like Tragic Slip or bust for you, right?
Well, and yeah, I think isn't he just dead on board? Yeah, from the trample, exactly.
Yeah, that's just a game changer. Wow.
And Heath Perdue ties it up, 1 game apiece.
So, knowing that he has Unflinching Courage, can you actually use Tragic Slips early? I think you have to hold those cards. If you only have one, I think I would hold it for dear life there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you can't necessarily afford to hold them though.
I think
we knew this was going to be a real tough matchup for Nick anyway.
Yeah.
But I think that at times you're going to have to just accept that, Unflinching Courage is going to beat you some of the time. Sometimes you can play around
He does
it.
have War Priest of Thune in the sideboard.
Yeah, but the problem is that so often it effectively has haste.
Right. Do you bring in 1 ink anyway just because of how devastating this is? A human also, right? So, I mean, or a soldier. Is it a human or a soldier? I think it's a human.
The War Priest?
War Priest.
It is a human.
Okay. So, when you're talking about sideboarding cards in here, like we talked about yesterday, you bring in the Crushing Vines because Olivia Volder just smashes you. It only kills Olivia, but it smashes you.
They wrecked this Keyrune.
Yeah,
for a little Val,
just
min
keyword,
Val.
yeah, min value. So War Priest of Thune, I think you have to bring in at least 1, maybe 2, because Unflinching Courage, as you saw there, giving trample, is not to put it lightly, unbeatable.
But as we saw there, War Priest of Thune was unbeatable.
Right. Yeah.
So like even if you would have, not War
different
Priest,
life total.
Unflinching Courage
Right.
would have been unbeatable.
Right. He would have to be at a higher life total than 4. Even if you take a beating and go to you're at 10, you go to 3 or 4, untapping a War Priest and gives you at least some game, right? You're not just dead.
Sure.
I think you might have to shave something off to fit it in there. And looking at his deck, it would only kill that, or it may kill the Primeval Bounty if he decides to bring that in.
My guess is that he boarded that out.
Yes.
Or kept it in the board.
It's going to stay on the board, I think, where it belongs.
Yeah, I don't think this is the matchup for it.
No, definitely not. So I'm interested to see if he brings it in. I personally would, only because I hate being helpless to certain cards. And I
Have
want
you
to
ever transformed into the beatdown, into more beatdown? Like if you were a beatdown deck, well, first of all, that's not real, but
It is real. I've
You
actually
played beatdown?
well, sort of. I was playing Blue Black Control in one of these.
That sounds
Fury
pretty
Priests,
beatdown.
And I brought in my sideboard was 4 Blood Gas and 2 Sword of Feast and Famine.
yeah, but I'm talking about you're a beatdown deck and you get more beatdown. My
Super
guess is
beatdown.
that your instinct is to go from beatdown to control whenever you're stuck being beat down in game 1.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment there. My knee-jerk reaction when I feel like my opponent's creatures are better than mine is to be a little more controlling. Because let's face it, in a creature versus creature battlefield here, war, the winner is going to be Heath Perdue, especially with Unflinching Courage. So Nick's only option here is to either A, hold Tragic Slip for that situation, B, hope Heath never draws an Unflinching Courage, or C, have a War Priest of Thune plan to have some kind of out, even though it's a real bad out.
That's fair.
So one of these A, B, or C's here. I'm pretty sure Nick's hoping just to dodge that card forever. But he knows the sideboard. 3 in an aggro deck is a lot. You know, you're playing 3 because you're pretty much planning on drawing it in your opening hand or very soon after. So shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
Daddy Long Shuffle,
Yep.
represent.
We
Yeah,
have.
so what do you think we're going to see in Legacy today?
We talked about this kind of like as a group here on various podcasts that the Legacy metagame is very interesting.
Are you talking about like podcasts like Top 8 Magic, available at top8magic.com or
Yes,
5 with Flores?
yes, those two, and also KYT, a friend of mine we've talked to pretty often. We have situations here in Legacy where you spend a couple $1,000 on a deck, you're not going to build another deck. So if you're in the Ohio area and you're a Legacy player, for me even, I consider myself competitive, if let's say that Esper Blade is starting to lose a little bit and I want to go to Deathblade, I'm not willing to go get Tropical Islands to make that. And when you're a Legacy player and you spend an arm and a leg on a Legacy deck, you're pretty much going to stick to your guns, especially if it's, you're winning even a little bit. So when you're playing in an entire area, let's see the Legacy scene here in Ohio, if you bought this Candelabras and you have High Tide ready to go, and you spent that money on it, I'm pretty sure it's going to take a few tournaments of you getting thrashed for you to say, you know what, I'm going to go invest in Rug Delver, let's say, that's just completely on the other side of the spectrum. So I expect people to play their pet decks. You're going to see the Dredge guy who's decked out with a full Dredge deck playing that. You're going to see a bunch of Esper Blade from the competitive players or Death Blade from the competitive players.
It has got to be obnoxious to see the graveyard of a foiled Dredge deck. It's just spread out across the table.
Yeah.
You try to look to see how many, what all Dredge cards they have in their graveyard. You're blinded.
Yeah, it's pretty obnoxious in general, just figuring out how to play against Dredge later in the game. It's just a lot of things going on there.
It looks like, is Mud going to 6? He is.
Okay.
And is Perdue going to 6, or is he just still shuffling the first time around?
I assume they're both going to 6.
Okay, they're both going to 6.
All right, so fair, right?
Fair exchange, no robbery, although this definitely benefits Heath Perdue.
Oh, yeah.
Not only does his deck mulligan very well, but he's on the draw.
And he's only 2 colors, also a nice one.
Yeah.
And his creatures help his mana too. I mean, Avacyn's Pilgrim with the Force is both of his colors available.
Oh, absolutely.
Right there. So.
The fact that he's got 31 mana producers in his deck.
Yeah, definitely. But maybe Nicholas has one of those Bomb Doom Travelers in his opening 6 here, and we can really teach Heath a lesson and get him. There's definitely a 6 that I can picture in Nick's hand that I want. Somewhere in those 6, I want a Tragic Slip. I'll feel very safe with that.
So I'd rather have the Tragic Slip maybe be the 2nd and the 3rd card from the top of my deck.
Okay, yeah. Somewhere in the early game.
Save
definitely.
them for. I don't want to be tempted early on. I want to draw them after I, come out just guns blazing.
How about the turn before it's necessary? That would be obviously the optimal time to have
definitely, what I was going for sure. I'm with you.
So even if Heath doesn't have it played till turn 11, that's when we want our Tragic Slip there. Very doubtful though. All right. Hopefully we keep our 6 here. Really enjoy some good full strength Magic here.
Full strength.
Full strength.
Absolutely.
Full hit points. Full strength, full
Do you
constitution.
think there's any chance we'll see Sorin, Lord of Innistrad?
I don't think so.
That's definitely, it's in the sideboard of Nicholas Mudd's deck, obviously, but that's a card that's been, there was a lot of, the prophecy was for it, where, people were hyped up about it, and then it has basically always been a player ever since it was printed, but it's never completely dominated any of the formats. It's shown up, as certainly a hallmark of black-white token decks, but also in Esper Control, in Aristocrats, in some black-white mid-range decks, just a variety of places. It has always been sort of just, I play a couple of Sorins.
Yeah. It hasn't been a dominating force. It's such a good card too. It's sad. I love the card. Yeah, I wish it got a little more play.
It's good that it shares the spotlight with other people.
Yeah, I think it should have been played a little more in the last year or so. I think it got a lot of play before that, but definitely with the Aristocrats, you see it, like you said, it goes in waves. Up 0, and then we're going to play 4, and then our Lingering Souls next. Then we'll play 2, and then we'll play. Yeah, I agree. It's a Planeswalker that produces tokens and protects itself. It's very, very fair costed, I think, too. I don't know if it's going to see any play in the future though, in the modern world where it's going to be banished to, but
it's tough because he's got to compete with stuff like Elspeth.
Yeah.
Elspeth Knight Errant doesn't mess around.
No, definitely better than the Lord of Innistrad. So we have a couple lands on each side here. Slow starts for both, but I see a Tragic Slip in hand.
Hey man, speaking of Elspeth, that new Elspeth,
pretty excited about that new Elspeth. I'm definitely going to be playing a couple. Nothing can stop me there.
Is this after Necromancer?
Yep.
It is.
And he's holding, it looks like, he did bring the War Priest in. I think that's a War Priest of Thune.
And interestingly, the Cavern is on Human, which I think is a little dubious. He doesn't actually need, I guess it sort of makes it easier to cast 2 spells in the same turn.
Yeah.
Although maybe that's an indication that he doesn't have Boros Reckoner in his deck. One thing that's kind of surprising though is, Zombie.
Right.
Lifebane Zombie is the only spell that his land don't look like they can cast, but maybe he just has another black in his hand.
I didn't see another land though, so you're right. It probably should have been Zombie so you could play it. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a 4th land. If Heath saying go with 3 mana, that would just be
weird.
Yeah. We have not seen this from Heath all weekend, have we? Oh wow. Nothing.
Now he is on the mulligan, so he's got to keep most hands of a good mix of lands and spells.
Right. Nick's hand definitely better. He's got multiple plays here. He can play either Aristocrat or the High Priest. I'm pretty sure you play High Priest here to set up for a possible Demon the next turn with a Tragic Slip. You can really get something silly going on here.
Yeah, and he's got that War Priest if he just needs another human, right? No, that's the Angel. That's the Angel.
Is that the Angel?
No, it's not.
It's a War
wrong
Priest.
deck. You're right. Yeah, I think it is the War Priest.
And the good thing about the War Priest is he has a Necromancer out, so he can actually go play a Demon, or you can play the High Priest here, and if he draws a land, he can play War Priest, Aristocrat, Sack, Demon. And that would be pretty sick series of plays there. I think he gets a 2/2 zombie and the Demon. I mean, this deck is all about value. And he's going to go that route. I like this route.
Now, Heath, we saw, had a Fiend Hunter and did not play it.
Maybe he's
on a Necromancer.
Maybe he's really waiting.
And obviously,
for that,
saving it for the Scarstark High Priest is going to be pretty sick right now.
Yeah.
Because as good as that Necromancer is, the High Priest is the most devastating to him.
Yep. He might actually also be waiting for the Aristocrat. It really depends on Heath's hand. We can't see his hand. So I don't know any other cards in his hand. I see Force and Fiend Hunter. So here's the Fiend Hunter. He's going to hit the High Priest. Okay, and now I think we can use this Tragic Slip a little more liberally, because he can attack into it, slip the Fiend Hunter, and then get his High Priest back, and then even play Aristocrat at the same turn here. Do you use the slip here? I think I would.
I don't know. There's something to be said about just advancing the board with like Doom Traveler and
yeah, I don't think it's wrong either way, to be honest.
I also think you might even consider just attacking with the Necromancer.
Yeah, that's
it's too late now.
Yeah.
If you just attack with the Necromancer first, there's a good chance Heath doesn't block for fear of Tragic Slip.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely attack here because there's no harm in it. Okay, so Heath is, I'm assuming he's either flooded or has a bunch of expensive cards. So it looks like Archangel of Thune is coming. So Slip obviously has that guy's name written all over it. Ooh, here's a 4th land. It's a pretty good draw.
Now, do you think there's any
think
merit
we
to
wait.
trying to get greedy and trying to slip the Fiend Hunter so that you get the ability to make demons? Because if you can make enough demons, I mean,
it doesn't really matter with the Archangel. I think you play Falkner the Aristocrat this turn, because that shuts off. That's basically like a removal spell on the Archangel. You can't really do anything against that. Yeah, I think you play Aristocrat and then maybe think about the slip play the next turn. And he's going to go ahead and go with that line. So let's see. So we have 2
another
caverns.
Cavern and Human.
So he definitely doesn't have the record in his set.
Yeah, but it means he still can't cast Lifebane Zombie.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that, but we'll see what happens here. Alright, main phase. Having a good time?
Sekaru.
Oh, he's trying to get 2 damage in. Would you sack it to the Aristocrat to make it a 5 power instead?
The Falkenrath?
Yeah. Is 2 damage more important than a +1/+1 counter? Oh. Ooh. He is being very aggressive. So now, I guess I kind of like this too, because that Spirit will stop Heath from doing anything.
So you just go block and sack?
Unless he has a Garrick, and then this could backfire. Garrick fighting that Spirit token would be
Or Unflinching Courage.
Oh yeah,
pretty devastating.
Yeah, Courage will definitely pump him past. I think Heath's hand was just pretty bad from the beginning. It seems like his lands galore.
Well, but he's got Fiend Hunter and he's got Archangel of Thune, so at least he's got some tools to work with.
Right.
And that Gavoni Township is going to, exert some influence over the board, but the key is that if he can't gain a little bit of life somewhere, he's going to be dead in 2 turns. Maybe 3 with a little bit of finesse. I mean, obviously he wants Unflinching Courage more than anything, but what can he, what else can he draw? You mentioned Garruk Relentless.
Besides that, he's just up a creek right now. Let's see, he's going to attack here, and I like it because, never played the game of no attacks, no blocks. It's never been a good play. So we
Dude,
need
I live by no attacks, no blocks.
especially in limited. All right, I'll take it, and that's it. All right, so Nick's gonna block here with the spirit token. You definitely don't take it. There's no reason to make his guys a little bit bigger. And the lifelink too. If you're being aggressive and attacking with both aristocrats last turn, the last thing you want is lifelink to kick in.
Oh, hi. Yeah, definitely. Hi. Block.
All right, so the
And
block
sack.
happens. No lifelink. Thwarted. Nick Mudd. Driver's seat. Untapping with tragic slip. Another aristocrat drawn.
Falconwrath variety?
Yep.
It is.
But he can't do the same thing he did last time because he could hold. I guess he could just hold one of the aristocrats back.
Swing with one aristocrat, keep the other one back on defense?
Yeah, because
Makes sense.
you definitely can't attack with both here unless you're willing to use that slip. But you know what? There's no reason to use a slip with a board like this. Who cares, right? I'm just gonna. You have nothing threatening right now. If you had one more land, it would be nice to slip that Fiend Hunter and then make some demons the next turn. But you know what? Why? Don't fix if it ain't broke. You know. Right now he's got command of this game.
One alternative, of course, is to play the War Priest just to get another body out there. Sack the War Priest and tragic slip something like the Angel or the Fiend Hunter. But Nick decides to commit a second Falconwrath aristocrat to the board.
Yeah, this is definitely the safest plays, series of plays, because there's really nothing. Even if Heath does draw an unflinching courage here and get all this life linking through and counters on his guys, you know, we're gonna untap and we're gonna destroy it anyway. It's not like it's gonna be game over.
Is there any chance Nick's supposed to just attack with a lot of things, like both aristocrats?
I don't think so.
Maybe all the creatures?
I don't think
What if
so.
What if he brings all the pain?
I don't think so, because he's going to block with Fiend Hunter and Pilgrim. He's going to activate Gavany Township. He's going to kill both your guys. You're going to lose your Necromancer. I think the Necromancer is much more valuable alive right now than just having, you know.
Well, what about just the two Falconwraths?
Just I'll attack with one, because if he sends, you got to stop the Archangel on the swing back, because you're net losing there. Oh wow.
Yeah. So the thing
That's-
is, so the Archangel, like, what if the Archangel? Yeah, no. So the thing is, how does he lose this game? He loses this game to Unflinching Courage. Now it is a little bold because obviously he's going to get blown up by Advent of the Worm. The ground creatures part of the attack is, you know, but like the two Falconwrath aristocrats.
I think Nick is just going to be not dead, but Nick's going to take.
Remember, it doesn't
boatload
matter.
of damage.
It doesn't matter how much damage Nick takes as long as he can kill his opponent.
Right, but he's going to gain 4 life. Pretty much. If Heath draws, pretty much his attack just gives Heath plenty of other outs. If Heath left in Silverblade Paladin draws that, I think Nick might die on the swing back. Silverblade Paladin on the Advent of the Worm is 10 damage by itself, let alone.
Well,
rest of these
if
guys.
you paladin the Archangel, you get the triggers twice, which
Yeah.
pumps everybody.
I don't like this Alpha Strike. I don't think it's necessary. I think if Nick untaps with one aristocrat open, and then just untaps and tragic slips his Archangel Thune, I think the game's over the next turn. I think there's a lot of a much safer play here, but you know, he's ahead. I just think that Heath now has live draws, where before he did not.
Well, remember, he didn't know that he had the Advent, and Nick actually had the win. Like, depending on how Heath blocked. You know, Heath could have blocked in a way, like if he lets any of the 2/2s through, you know, if he lets the zombie through and blocks the Necromancer and the Cartel Aristocrat, you can sack those two, bring the Aristocrats up to 10 points of unblocked damage,
Right.
and the zombie would make 12.
Nick knowing Heath has 4 Advents in his deck, it's just, I think it'd be safer just not to go for it. Especially, I like to go for wins when I feel like there's a higher chance of losing soon, right? If you are in the driver's seat like Nick was, where you pretty much have a 0 chance of losing if played conservatively, I like just getting in there for 4, putting him at 8 life, and then untapping with just Tragic Slip, War Priest, infinite ways just to just kill your opponent in that turn.
So it's interesting. He goes to Tristana. It's not clear if it does anything, but it is an interesting card because if he can live for any number of turns, that's that's a source of life gain that could actually erase a few things.
Right. I think I think Nick's fine here.
Well, he's only at 2. He's not at 12. He's at 2 life.
Right, yeah. I think Heath is not long for this world.
Okay.
Yeah, this is... He needed to draw. He had lots of outs. He could have drawn a Fiend Hunter there. Would have been fun. He could have drawn a Garrick or... No, not a Garrick, excuse me. Fiend Hunter, Scavenging Ooze would have been very good there.
But here we're going to see Tragic Slip, and that's going to be it,
Yeah,
right?
this is going to be it. Yeah, this is... He can do whatever he wants here. He's going to play War Priest. He's going to sack the War Priest.
Attention as players, and then get Kevin Gearhart's to the message, please.
Wait, Mud, just
Kevin Gearhart, if you are
doing the math, making
Yep.
sure he's not
Yeah.
missing something.
Tristani, he says Nick played a creature. He's seeing if Tristani gains life for Heath.
Does not.
He will take a gander at the board here. He's going to enlist Morbid as an ally. And this will be
That's going to be the hand.
tons of
It
damage.
is. Keith Perdue extends the hand. Nick Mudd, champion of SCG Cincinnati Standard Open with his Aristocrats, Act 118, defeating Heath Perdue's Green-White Archangel Aggro.
It's a
Pretty exciting match.
It was a
pretty
good game.
exciting
It was a good game. It was a good match, rather.
Good match and a good top 8.
Yeah, I think.
Top 16, how?
Yeah,
Really?
hey, everyone just did great, especially with the diverse field that we were in. And there's nothing better in Magic. This is what Wizards looks for too when they do bannings. When they do anything where they try to alter, make corrections in sets, they look for diversity. They look for cards not being. You know what? I want to play Standard. Do I have to go buy 3 Jason Mind Sculptor? Yeah. Do I have to go buy 4 Stoneforge Mystic?
Did you say 3 Jace the Mind Sculptor?
So when you
Get
buy
outta
when
here.
you buy these cards,
Yeah.
and you have
Do I have to play 3 Necropotence? How about 3 Memory
You feel like
Jar?
you're forced to do this. If you feel that way, then Standard's not healthy. These top 16 lists have a slew of different cards here, and that makes it so it's healthy, and you can play whatever you want and have
And
relative success too.
I do think that the